I grew up in a religious household, but I was always kind of the rebellious one.
Christian Say admits he likes to swim against the tide. Now the Princeton University freshman is pushing back against pressure to have sex before marriage.
We don't think the assumption should be that students are just gonna be hooking up and having sex, and because there are people who just think that's that's not what leads to a good human life.
Donna Freitas writes about that hookup culture, naming 3 characteristics to describe it.
Number 1, it's anything from kissing to different types of sex. And then 2, it's brief, anything from 10 minutes to a whole night. And then 3, you're not supposed to get attached. But more often than not, that's the part that really trips students up. They have a really hard time not getting attached.
There's an understanding with a lot of people who are within kind of this hookup culture that there's this sort of emptiness to it.
That emptiness spills out onto the pages of Princeton student newspaper, with anonymous posts in a series called Love and Lust in the Bubble.
During the second semester of my freshman year, 2 of my closest female friends and I created an accomplishment chart, complete with a star for each accomplishment we achieved. Whenever I looked at the star stickers adorning my section of the chart, I would always laugh out loud, remembering the awful, drunken hookup that each star symbolized. There were many nights, though, when I couldn't sleep from cringing at those memories. But I wouldn't take those experiences back. Without them, I would never have realized how much I hate the hookup culture here.
And that pain reaches beyond Princeton's campus. Freitas tackles the subject in her book, The End of Sex: How Hookup Culture is Leaving a Generation Unhappy, Sexually Unfulfilled, and Confused About Intimacy.
To hear so many students either really unhappy or incredibly ambivalent about their sexual experiences in college is depressing to me.
Freitas surveyed more than 2,000 college students across the country. 41% use words like regretful, miserable, disgusted, ashamed, duped, and abused to describe their hookup experience. 23% expressed ambivalence. The author's conclusion: many felt alone and unsure of how to change the culture.
In a lot of ways, starting is the hardest part because that requires some courage. And the biggest hurdle to that is the fact that you've got all these students on campus who will say, I'm the only one who feels this way, but everyone else is over here. And I'm all alone over here. But you have so many students who are saying that. And so a part of me wants to say, listen, you're just like this other person, and you should tell the world that you feel that way. You're going to find all of these friends.
That's happening here at Princeton. Christian Say, Audrey Polnow, and Ben Coons are challenging the hookup culture. They're part of the Anscombe Society, a group named after Elizabeth Anscombe, the 20th century philosopher who preached traditional sexual ethics.
We're not the most popular on campus. Though actually a lot of students are supportive of us.
We're not like a chastity club. It's not like high school where you get purity rings or anything like that. Nobody's checking up on you, finding out, have you failed to be chaste this week, right? Nobody's doing that sort of thing.
In its mission statement, Princeton's Anscombe Society describes itself as dedicated to affirming the importance of the family, marriage, and a proper understanding of the role of sex and sexuality. It is a mission that is not partisan or religious.
That's a very important part of the group, is that we think you can hold to these positions, these, what might seem like very difficult positions nowadays, without ascribing to any particular faith, without having any special revelation from God. We think that these are just rules written on the hearts of men.
Cassie Huff founded Princeton's Anscombe Society when she was a student in 2005.
It was with the goal of providing that intellectual voice, providing that cultural voice, letting students know that there are reasons behind these commitments, but also that there's a community of support if they were tired of the hookup culture.
And she continues to grow that community. After graduating, Cassie started the Love and Fidelity Network, helping students launch Anscombe groups on 25 college campuses.
Young people are aware now that there is a network of young people, that they're not alone. There is a network of young people who have these commitments or even just share the same questions that they do.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News, Princeton, New Jersey.